Hi humans, it's Zoe London from Papa Bazan, and today we are starting this little series that I'm doing because I love reading self-help books. And again, starting with the Bible series, a lot of what we were already talking about in the book of Proverbs is how important wisdom is. So basically, I'm just going to explain the synopsis of a chapter of a book that is an extremely useful and tried and true book about, some form of self-help or the other. And I'm going to do that in 5 minutes or under. So we're going to start with How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And it is a very, very, very famous book. And it is famous because of the fact that it works. It came out in 1936. And yes, it came out in 1936. So basically, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it is written from a business context, but at the same time, it's really helpful in pretty much any sphere of your life because none of the principles in this book have anything to do with being manipulative, being evil, being, duplicitous or anything. Basically, all of the principles in this book are just like how to be a nice person and how to be somebody that people want to be around. So I absolutely love it. And I think that you will too. We're going to start with chapter 1 of part 1. And chapter 1 is called, If You Want to Gather Honey, Don't Kick Over the Beehive. So at the end of every chapter in this book, there is a principle. And the principle at the end of chapter 1 is don't criticize, condemn, or complain. I have my little sticky note. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. People aren't going to want to be around you if all you do is complain about everything that they do wrong, if all you do is criticize them. And, condemning is also essentially insinuating that or accusing somebody of doing something wrong based on malicious behavior. So there's a couple of really great quotes in this chapter that I absolutely love. And one is, to know all is to forgive all. And the second, and it ties into our Bible study stuff, right, is even God himself does not propose to judge man until the end of his days. So if God doesn't judge man until the end of his days, why the fuck are you? Like, think about it. It's really that simple. I think as people, especially in this social media economy and social media lifestyle that we've all been thrust into, we've gotten a little bit too comfortable at saying extremely unkind and very, very just unlikable things to each other. A lot of people have. I know a lot of people don't. I don't, but some people do. It's really quite common now for people to think that they have the right to just straight up insult somebody because of the fact that they're doing it from behind a screen. And if you're the kind of person that wants to talk to people like that, you got to recognize other people aren't going to like you. And people do like people oppositely who focus on the good in what other people are doing. So I think that this is really important to recognize because of the fact that, like, evil is the absence of empathy. And if that is literally what evil is, then the 99% of people who aren't evil, the mistakes that they're making, the accidents that they do at work or something, or failing to live up to somebody else's standards is absolutely not done from a place of malice, of intentional laziness, of, like willful ignorance and stuff. We are all just doing our best in this world. And if you're somebody that is able to focus on the good in what people are doing, if you're somebody that other people are comfortable with making a mistake around and knowing that you're not going to penalize them for existing wrong, you are actually incredibly rare. And it's fascinating because of the fact that it's something that seems so simple and something that seems like, oh yeah, well, duh, obviously, right? But when you put it into practice, it's actually a lot less common. And for a lot of people, it's a lot more difficult to focus on the good and to treat other people as if everybody is just doing their best than it is to treat somebody as if, their existence is a personal friend to you, or the mistakes that they're making are about you. You know what I mean? 99% of the time, if somebody's making a mistake, if somebody does something where they cut you off in traffic or something, 99% of the time. It's not because of the fact that they are trying to cause harm to you. They're just doing their best. They're probably not thinking about it very much. And it's not something that, gives anybody the right to like flip them a bird or honk at them or whatever, right? Like just don't be somebody like that. And yeah, that's basically what chapter 1 says in a nutshell. I highly recommend that you actually read the book as well because it's really great. But that is just a little synopsis of chapter 1. And we're going to continue on to chapter 2.